Welcome to another review for All That Film. I'm Hay, and today I'm joined with Turtle and Lindsay, and we're here to talk Alice Wu's The Half of It. Turtle, I'll let you go first on general thoughts on this film. What did you think of The Half of It?
I think it's a super sweet film. I think that it is exactly what we need in quarantine, to be honest. There are
Yes.
I think we're gonna come up to it in a bit, but I do have some areas where I think the movie could be improved. But for what it is, I think The Half of It is a really great film.
Nice. Lindsay, what are some general thoughts that you have on this film?
Yeah, same pretty much. I really, really liked it. I mean, it's not really anything more than what you think it would be, I think, just because, it's like a coming-of-age movie, which is, it's kind of cheesy at times and a little, it's just like a light fare, I think, but I think it's a really good version of what it is. And it's really sweet, and it actually surprised me because it wasn't as, about romance as I thought it would be, which is what, a lot of, queer content is, but it was just really focused on friendship. And it was really sweet, and I'm just glad Alice is back. I think she's got a really good style, and that made this one interesting to look at least, whereas a lot of them just look boring. I loved it though. I loved it.
You mentioned one of the things that I was going to mention, just building off what you were saying. Right off the bat, this has such a good style that it's going for. I've read a couple of reviews of what people have been saying. I've seen surprisingly quite a bit of people calling this pretentious, and I can sort of understand that. But also, most 17-year-olds in high school that are the smartest ones that don't talk to people, that's gonna come off in a certain pretentiousness.
Yeah. No, they are, yeah.
What's funny is I actually sent this to Lindsay earlier to quote Tumblr circa 2012. The best male-female dynamic is and always will be pure heart, dumb of ass, lesbian. And that's what this film has. And I am so on board with that dynamic.
100%. Oh my god, I literally thought of that meme while I was watching it. I was like, oh, this is the thing that Hay sent me. This is just that trope. I love this.
Yeah. And what Lindsay was talking about, I think this does a really good job of not just falling under, okay, well, we're going to be a typical coming of age romance story. It's like, oh, well, no, we're going to build this friendship of these two characters. And even though it's sort of a weird circumstances for them coming together as friends, you can create something very natural and beautiful. I'm not going to lie. I cried quite a bit in this film. It really got me.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet.
I mean,
we can talk about specifics moments in a little bit, but what were you going to say, Turtle?
Oh no, I just love that maybe she just has multiple halves of herself, and it doesn't necessarily have to be defined by romance. I'm a huge fan of the concept of a guy and a gal being soulmates, but in a friend way.
Yes, I love it so much. There's not enough friend soulmate material out there, and I love it.
I know. Okay.
I'd argue that The Girl Who Leapt Through Time kind of tackles that type of dynamic. But yeah, no, it definitely is not ever present as it should be.
Yeah, I super off tangent, but I always thought that maybe When Harry Met Sally had the wrong ending, but
it did. I completely agree with you. Yes, them getting together ruined the whole concept of the movie.
Same.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Every corner of film Twitter, film wherever I go to, I get mauled for that opinion.
No, I completely agree.
Oh, here we go. Now we're gonna get mauled in the comments.
I don't mind.
But just just one point that you were talking about, Turtle. You're completely right. Like the coming of age story is like just the perfect amount of like hope and sort of wonder and just like all little joys and very trivial things that are important to 17-year-olds when they're in their senior year of high school. I think there's something like very relatable with the organic story they tell here, even though it's in, I don't even remember the fake city that they make up for this, but
it was like Squam. What was it? It was so weird.
I was gonna say Stumptown, but that's a
no. I think it was like
series.
Squamish or something like that.
Yeah,
I think Squamish is very close. So close. So close. I'm gonna look it up actually. So let me. Squamish.
I didn't realize it was made up. I was just like, okay, just a place called Squamish.
I love
Squahamish.
Squahamish. Okay.
Lindsay,
Squahamish.
how dare you?
I was closer than Stumptown. Oh man, I love that this movie used like art and literature the way it did because I just love when movies are filled with art like that, and this just like all the artwork, like the way that it opened. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Like with the paper like cutouts, and I was just like, this is so cool, and that's what I meant by like how I love the style, because it was like artistic and like the quotes throughout, and I was just like, this feels like there's a lot of influence from other mediums, and I really love that.
Yeah.
Sure. And I really love the reoccurring quotes. And we can sort of get into some of those, like why they were like kind of effective. But one of the things that I was gonna say is this interestingly enough has like kind of I don't know, like a different structure than most like coming of age films like this. I feel like most of what a potential third act would be is where the I get like there is more after that resolution, but even more so there's this almost more important part that they shove in, and to the people that have seen that, I think it makes the movie for me. One of my favorite scenes, and I will not get into spoilers, but there's this comedic scene that is so like brilliant in the way they've set it up in this church, and like up until this point, basically Alice Wu has like meticulously crafted all these different storylines to just lead to this hilarious slew of everything coming together in this absurdist comedy that I totally adored. I don't know if y'all found that love for that scene in particular, and we can talk about others here in a second. Do y'all have grades for this out of 10?
Oh yeah. I was gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It's my genre. I love coming of age. It's like, and there was like even like a scene where they float in water, which is like a weird trope that I love.
Oh my god, that was such a beautiful scene.
I love it.
So
I was just like, this is catering
to the list that's already like huge.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's just catering to my every desire. So it's a 9 out of 10 from me.
Oh hell yeah.
So what did you give this out of 10?
I gave this, I'm gonna say 7.5, I think. Very respectable. Really
Give it an 8.
I did. You know
Round
what?
it up.
You know what? It's an 8. It's an 8. I'm not.
I was just saying.
I feel every need to be generous to this film. I think it has its heart in its sleeve, and maybe it is a bit pretentious because it is dealing with big ideas in a way that's like maybe a bit surface, but you know, she's 17. It's all about feelings, you know. It's all about coming to feelings.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of 17-year-olds are pretentious, so I think it works.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. I don't. I've mentioned this. I don't do grades. I typically mention a score I just don't like keep them noted so that way I can be flexible. Walking or not walking out of this because I was laying down on my bed. But coming out of this film, interestingly enough, it gave me a very similar feel to what I had with Birds of Prey. And those are very different films thematically and like plot-wise. But just everything about the half of it has so much confidence in its ability of what it's trying to sell that I can't over, like I think, okay, well maybe it's an 8, but I think to myself, I'm like, no, but it's so confident in itself and it never like tries to like stay away from what it is at its heart. And Turtle was mentioning some of that, so I think I'd probably have to go with like a low 9, maybe a high 8. I'm not sure, but yeah, total recommendation for this. Definitely check it out, especially if you're big into coming of age stories.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love that comparison to Birds of Prey actually. Because I was just ranking 2020 movies, and they're like those are both in my top 3. Because I do just love movies that are just like committed to being what they are, and like Birds of Prey is another great example of that. And both starring, that's a really good comparison.
Yeah, I'm gonna have trouble deciding which of the two 2020. I don't even know. Oh, well, I guess I'll also have Bad Education up there. I think that'll do it for this review. We're probably gonna do spoilers. As funny as that sounds for a coming of age story, I think there's specific moments that need to be talked about. Seeing the movie, feel free to check that out. Because we're gonna spoil it all we want. Thank you, Turtle. Thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Thank you.